more Hispanics, the most Hispanic city, so he understands que es importante hablar español, entender el pueblo, entender la frontera, and that's what Beto does. He's from the border. He understands the border. Let me talk about a couple things. Remember when that storm came in, the electric grid?
Oh, yeah.
The governor, Abbott, had a chance to do something for many years, and he failed. Beto is not going to fail. He's going to be there to make sure that we protect our seniors when the electric grid goes down. It's not going to fail under Beto Rowe. Education. When I was there as the chairman of public and higher ed, 75% of the new monies would go into public education and higher ed. It hasn't happened since. But under Beto, the money will go into education to make sure that we educate everybody to go out there and get that education. All we want to do, and what Beto wants to do, is provide an opportunity. If you're providing an opportunity, you can go to school, you can graduate, get a good paying job, raise a family. That's what Beto's all about, to make sure that we provide that American dream, not only to a small percentage, but to everybody on this state of Texas. So let me just talk about politics. You can go vote there about 100 feet away. If you haven't voted, we need for you to go vote for Beto and all the Democrats that we have here. There's a game called football that y'all might be familiar with. There's a little movie called On Any Given Sunday. There's an actor named Al Pacino. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a movie where he talks about football, and it's the same thing that we talked about. Politics. It's a game of interest. It's a game of interest. It all matters how many doors you're going to knock. So much for coming out. I want to thank Sylvia, and Richard, and Henry, our next railroad commissioner, all for showing up. Because of death for children and teenagers in the state of Texas, it has been 23 weeks since 19 children and their 2 teachers were taken from us in Uvalde. Absolutely defenseless against someone at the age of 18 who can legally buy not 1, but 2 AR-15s, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and walk into that school with a firearm. It was intended to take out an enemy soldier at 500 yards, penetrate a steel helmet, and take him down dead. Those kids nothing on their head but
a baseball cap. Their parents had to identify their bodies by the shoes they were wearing. But don't worry, Greg Abbott has an answer to this. He's now sending DNA kits to every single classroom in the state of Texas. Those kids were not just defenseless against planning to serve you as governor. In this state, though it is the 9th largest economy on the planet, tonight there will be veterans sleeping on the side of the road, on park benches, underneath bridges. I say we should pay any price, bear any burden to make sure every one of those veterans has a roof over their head, a home that they can call their own. If we connect them with the care that they need, that will save their lives, this current generation who've come back from Iraq and Afghanistan exposed to these toxic burn pits. We cannot wait 40 years, as we did to the Vietnam era, for their exposure to Agent Orange as a presumptive condition of the cancers that they die from. We've got to get after it right now. That's why working together, we'll set up a toxic burn pit registry in the state of Texas.
Yes!
Who come back from the VA, really any other Texan who comes back from a doctor and they say, you know what, they're all too happy to prescribe me an opioid, to which I may become addicted, and that addiction may produce my death, as it has for tens of thousands of our fellow Americans. And they say, but there's this other thing that I can use. It relieves my symptoms, restores my appetite, allows me to sleep at night. Texas makes me a criminal in the eyes of the law. That's why when we win, we are legalizing marijuana. Because we know that all Texans of all ethnicities and all races use this stuff at the same rate, but disproportionately, it is black and brown Texans who are stopped, who are frisked, who are arrested, who are incarcerated, who upon release have to check a box on every employment application form, every student loan application form, saying that they have this conviction, narrowing their opportunities, constraining their chances in life. We will also expunge the arrest records for anyone caught in possession of marijuana. Today in Texas, we rank behind every other state and the District of Columbia in the ability to see a mental health care provider. That means the largest provider of mental health care services today is the county jail system. Our fellow Texans with untreated schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, clinical depression, who earn too much to afford Medicaid, earn too little to afford private insurance, literally trying to get arrested on purpose by sheriff's deputies, to be taken to the one place where they're likely to receive any care at all, no matter how insufficient or immoral that is. Again, we don't lack for resources in this great state, and there's a solution in front of us. A program called Medicaid. The first Texas president, LBJ, signed the law in 1965, is offering the state of Texas a deal. If we will just say yes, they will send back $10 billion of our federal income taxes every year so we can connect more people to care, connect more children to insulin. We lead the nation in the number of kiddos who die of diabetes right here in the state of Texas. And the kicker is, when we expand Medicaid, we're going to be able to lower property taxes, connect more of you with medical school degrees and education, and we'll fund it all with the federal income taxes we are already paying right now. There's no end to the great things that we can do together, but to get there, we must win this election. That will require everything we've got from every single one of us right here, right now, 6 days out from this historic decision. And speaking of history, think about the fact that 246 years into this experiment, American democracy, we have the very chance to expand it or lose it forever. Think about those in uniform who secured our independence from another empire starting in 1776. Those at that courthouse in 1865 in Appomattox who decided to question whether one American could own another American as property. Those civil and voting rights marchers who took their lives in their hands and in many cases lost them to expand the franchise to every American, regardless of their race or their ethnicity. All of that is on the line right now. And you and I are the heirs to their sacrifice, to their struggle, to their service. What preceded us makes this moment possible. And what we do with this great inheritance will determine our future and define us in the eyes of our kids forever after. We cannot be found wanting at this moment of truth. For us, for our parents, and then think about our younger brothers and sisters and the generations to come who only get a vote and a voice in this election through the actions that we take today and the commitments that we make right now. So here's my question to you. Do you want to win this election?
Yeah!
And doing the work to make sure that we are going to win this election. Ladies and gentlemen, on the night of November 8th, we are going to win this election. Look forward to saying hi to anybody who can stick around. And again, if you have not voted yet, let's make sure that we cast that ballot today. That's all you got to ask. Thank you all so much. That's what we're doing it for. That's what we're doing it for. That's what we're doing it for.
Derecho, derecho, derecho.